they actually came and they did a story on me when I was at Cypress College because I did something pretty rare. I played 2 sports in the same season. I wrestled and played soccer, and the coaches had to share me, and I said, well, it's one or the other, and so they made it happen. So that's why I always know that there's always a way to do something. If you think that you can't, people that have authority, they find a way to get it done. It was a great experience. I had 3 people from the newspaper come and interview me and ask my questions, and they did a lovely article. It talks about my sharing of the sports and all the different activities I did at the time. I wasn't married at the time, but I had 2 jobs, and I kept very, very, very busy. In fact, I think I was taking 19 units. I was working 2 jobs, and I had a girlfriend and all this other stuff. So it was a busy time. I didn't have a lot of time to get in trouble. So that's what the kids need today. They need to be busy, as you know. So after my college days, that's when I really got a little bit more serious. And I was working in part-time at UPS, and I was working part-time at Circuit City. And at the time, if you guys know anything about UPS, it was called a preload. So it was right before you could go driving. So finally I got my Browns and everything. I was going to go driving, but then something opened up at Circuit City, and I was able to become a manager right here in the city of Compton. So I chose to be a manager, came to the city of Compton, and man, that's a great time. In fact, my shirt is in the car, but this was the time when you really weren't supposed to wear red. So Circuit City, we had black shirts. And I have it in the car. So had a great time, met a lot of people, even worked on Eazy-E's vehicle. My job was installation manager. We used to call it the road shop. I used to install stereos, the loud ones, which are big amps like that, the ones that go boom. And it was great. Like I said, I installed a system of Eazy's vehicle before he was like really, really famous. And I did very well. We had a monthly budget, and I exceeded the budgets every single month. And after about, I think, 14 months, I was there about a year and 2 months, I got a transfer to a bigger location all the way South Coast. Well, they called it South Coast for marketing. It really was Santa Ana. That's really what it was. Very, very close to Mater Dei. I'm not sure if you guys know that, but actually Mater Dei is kind of in the hood. It's right there in Edinger and Bristol. Did very well there, and then I got promoted to Torrance. So I traveled to Torrance, a much bigger location. In fact, that was one of Circuit City's largest locations. Moving up the ranks. And then after a few years, I was able to move into upper management as a division manager. And then that's when the corporate office was 680 South Walnut in the city of Walnut, actually 680 South Walnut. Did about 3 years there. And in this time, I was meeting a lot of people, traveling, and I was learning the ethics of Circuit City. And one of the things that Sam Wartz, the founder, his motto was the customer is always right. So I learned a lot of things about customer service. I hired a lot of people. At one point I had 19 locations, all-time management, so I had 19 managers that I hired, all different nationalities. And then I started traveling around, going to Richmond. That's where the corporate office was at. And I actually ended up having Compton again as a manager. So I put a manager in Compton, and I kind of showed them the ropes and things like that. So that was my time there. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to have someone kind of talk about what we've been doing, and then I'm going to get into my cousin and NASA. But I want to bring someone up, because you can't vote yourself to the White House. So I'm going to have someone else kind of tell you a little bit about our stint and what we've done together. He's a dear friend, a great guy, and he's actually a celebrity. Was then and still is now in you guys might know him. And I'm gonna have you kind of talk about what we've done. Is Ronnie Allen Rippey. Ronnie, come on up. Ronnie's gonna Ronnie is now in the education system like me, and we've been touring around for the last about a year and a half doing some great things. So Ronnie, why don't you kind of tell the crowd why you're here and what we've been doing for the youth?
Well, I've been very fortunate, and first of all, to 125, continued success to you and all the constituents here in the beautiful city of Compton. I've had the pleasure of, as you all know, I ran for mayor of Compton a couple of elections ago, and it was an amazing experience, and being able to touch the people in the community, learn so much about the rich history, and I was really blown away when they were talking about the flood that happened way back in the day, and I was like, there was a flood? You know, there was actually a flood that hit Compton, and a lot of people, and they told me that Compton, the ground is very fertile here, and so I guess from that ground has greatness that has sprung up, and so, but what Bill is talking about is